Yes, sir.
You ready?
Just remind me of the paints all out.
Ready? Go!
Better be going all the way. Better not be sand dragging on mine.
No.
Sand bagging on mine.
Gotcha. Alright. Let's do this, yeah. Welcome everybody back to another adventure in food with Chef Scott. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We've been out on the river, myself and my crew, and we decided to come home. We're going to be making some dinner, but what goes better with dinner, especially here in the summertime, than some beach cobbler. Tasty, tasty. So let's do a flyby. Let's show everyone at home is watching everything we got. So I got our flour, our brown sugar, our cinnamon, Vietnamese cinnamon, pinch of salt, our softened butter. Then we have our nice peaches. So just so you guys at home, if you go and check out my other video, which is the Scottish pancakes with the Scotch peaches, we actually go through on how to break down a peach pretty cool. You can blanch it, you can peel them off after you do a quick blanch. You don't want to boil them down, but you want to basically soften that outside skin and peel off the outside. And then you just slice around cordo, and then you get them into where you can do nice little slices. Another way that you can do it as well is if you have like a Swiss peeler, you can peel in the outside skins pretty quick and easy, and boom. And then all you're doing is just coring it out and slicing them up and getting it ready. Also, we have some, I told you that you could use either regular sugar or some cane sugar if you're feeling dangerous, feeling nasty. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. So we're going to use some cane sugar because we're dangerous that way here, and some lemon juice. And this lemon juice is just going to help, start the creating of the sauce. It's going to give a little bit of bitterness to the fact that that's it. But it's also going to intensify that sugar sweetness of the peaches. So let's get into this. Let's have some fun. Let's do the crumb first. You're going to notice that this is actually very simple and it's a very quick recipe to do. We're going to be taking all our flour. We're going to be adding in all our dry ingredients, our cinnamon, our salt, just a pinch, and our brown sugar. Boom. And it goes. I'm going to take my whisk. I'm just going to mix it all around. I really want to incorporate all that cinnamon into the flour. Nice thing is you can make enough of this crumb if you make a little extra, bag it up, freeze it for the next time. You have another batch. Alright, now we got that pretty incorporated in there with that cinnamon and all the others. That way I want every bite to have a little bit of flavor of each, of the cinnamon and the salt. Just a pinch of the salt, it's not a ton, it's just to intensify that sweetness in the brown sugar. So then the next step is grabbing our butter, because everything's better with butter. We love butter. And I've softened this, so pull it out of the refrigerator, let it get soft. The softer it is, the easier it is to work with. So now we're going to just getting to know you, getting friendly with our ingredients, right? So I'm saying how you doing, what's happening in your world, and I'm just crumbling and squishing that flour and sugar and cinnamon mixture into the butter. While I'm doing this and getting this through, I also want to remind everybody to preheat their ovens at 375, because we're going to be going straight away into the oven, and I want to bake this to a nice golden brown on top. And I'm basically turning this into a crumb. I'm going to get this to where it crumbs out. And that's exactly what we want, because every bit of that butter is going to get dispersed and throughout these crumbs and throughout the land of flour here. And as you bake it, not only is it going to help crisp it up and make it look really nice and golden brown, but it will also, some of that residual butter will drip down into our peaches, making even more of an awesome sauce. So it's like a party going on here. I like to use a lot of butter in mine, just so I can get some extra flavor. He had to clog up those arteries. But you know what? If you can't have a little bit of fun while we're cooking, every now and then, what good is it, right? So I got this nice little soiree of crummy chunks of yumminess in here. I'm going to be mixing in and putting it into our peach cobbler extravaganza. So I got that pretty incorporated really well. Just gonna scrape some stuff off my hand because I don't want to lose any of that goodness. That's some good stuff. I'm gonna leave these big old chunks. I love these like chunks because then they can get nice and crispy and have a little party in your mouth. All right. So the next step is gonna let that hang loose. Next up, we're gonna be rolling into our peaches. This is perfect for the summer. You want to get a little get together with peeps, and if you want to do something where you're not in the kitchen all day long, this is a great dessert for it. Yeah, runaway glove. So I got my peaches. I've peeled them. Now what I'm going to do is make like another little awesome slurry of fun. I've got my cane sugar. I'm going to sprinkle that cane sugar all over those peaches. I'm going to start tossing them, have a little bit of a party here, making sure they're getting really coated with that sugar. And once again, that lemon juice just to bring a little bit to the party. Starting that sauce. And if you work in a French restaurant and they do flambe on the side, they usually put a little bit of lemon juice in there also brings out the color of the peaches. A nice acid really brightens things up. Now, I'm doing mine in my cast iron. You never have to ask me twice if I can use my cast iron. It's like my favorite cooking pan in the whole wide world. I use this for everything, from breakfast to dinners. Can't go wrong with it. Plus, with cast iron, once you cook, it does a nice even cook. The whole metal gets heated across nice and evenly, and it actually will help caramelize this sugar in here. But you can use a baking dish if you wish, and a glass dish or whatever you got. I've also got two other ones inside the oven right now, just baking away. Just smaller ones to show you another plate of presentation that we do, and these are actually in a clay vessel. So there's many ways of doing it. So I'm going to just put those peaches in, and I'm going to scrape out all that goodness. That's going to go in there. Grab my $1 million tool, because all that syrup, and sugar, and a touch of lemon juice is all part of this. And here in the old Chef Scott house, we don't waste anything. We take everything and we use it. And it goes. Now make sure it's nice and even across, like so. Look at that. This time we're not going to put it on the cutting board with the flour, so we're going to set off the end arms. Alright, so I got my crumbs. Got some more flour at the bottom of it. I'm just going to incorporate it in. Really get it all feeling good. Get these big old crumbs of awesomeness. So delicious. Get back in here. So, once I got my crumb, I'm going to sprinkle it. I start breaking it up, sprinkling over the top, making these little nuggets of awesomeness, right? Another thing that you could do if you wish, you can actually roll this out almost like a pie dough and then put it over the top and encaps it. Kind of cook it like a peach pie. crumbling all over, making sure every little bit has a bite of the awesomeness. And when I'm done here, I'm going to be throwing this bad boy in the oven, and it's going to be partying there for about 40-45 minutes, depending on the size that you got. The oven's at 375 degrees. All right. Get some of those little crummies, which is good. Waste not, want not. I'm gonna take this bad boy and it's gonna go into the oven. Throw that down below. Now, what I want to show you, like I said, we had started some before, just so you can see what they look like. So you wouldn't have to sit here for 40-45 minutes waiting for something to bake. So here I've got, so I did these in individual little clay vessels, which is really nice. And I actually have lids that go on this, but as you see, we're starting to bubble, getting nice and crusty. It's golden brown on top. We're gonna let this set for about 10 minutes by itself, just so it's not scalding hot. But then I can transfer this onto a plate, dollop of ice cream, and we got ourselves dessert for this evening. But the big thing is, look at that syrup that's actually forming from the breaking down of those peaches, and the crumb is just right on point, perfect. What do you think, kid?
Looks delicious.
Looks delicious.
Delicious.
I'm gonna move this one up to the top, and it'll just burn. When you're cooking at home, usually ovens, the heating element's on the very bottom, so if you put it on the bottom shelf, it's gonna cook the bottom first and it's gonna burn. That's why I usually cook them in that middle. I try to put it as much as middle of the oven as possible, so it's the heat is circulating all the way around it, which is key. But we've got this rocking. We'll do a quick little plated presentation for you. This is always good, and like I said, a nice, easy peasy dessert for the summertime. Going to that family cookout. Be a superhero. Bring a nice peach cobbler with you. Tell them you spent all day making it. When, as you can see here, total time, you're going to be out about an hour. And you can look like a superstar to them about how you brought this homemade dessert. And they're going to love it. I'm just going to bring that boy right on over. We got our peachy cobbler individual portion. Put that right in there. And give a little dollop of ice cream, because this ain't complete until you get ice cream in there. Another thing that you can do when you're making this sauce, it just dawned on me, a couple things you can do. You can always add zest of lemon or even zest of orange in there, give it another complex flavor. But also you can do put some heavy cream into the peaches, so it actually makes this creamy, like caramel sauce inside there as well. So another great way of doing it. Or, as one of the cameramen here truly loves, is the Scotch peaches. Just like what we did with the peaches before for the Scottish pancakes. We added Scotch to it, so you get a whole new flavor, and you can really blow away the family's mind when they, get 90 proof peaches inside the old cobbler. But
it's a good Christmas one.
It is. It's great for Christmas.
Combine that with a little eggnog.
Oh yeah, we got a party there, man. That's awesome. Touch of eggnogger. My ice cream's got to thaw a little bit. All I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna put a dollop of ice cream on top. Let that melt into the peach cobbler, and then there you have it. The peach cobbler summer yumminess for your next picnic or dining home with family. Really easy to make, and most of the time you have a lot of the ingredients in your home. And you know, like we always do here at Adventures in Food, we're trying to find something you can do for your family and enjoy with your family on a budget. Some other things that we got coming up for us, we've had a request for a tomato pie. We're also looking at doing some regional foods out there, you know, what areas and what they're known for. We'll be rolling some of that out. And also don't forget to check out some of the new series that we have, which is the Culinary Fundamentals series. We just did one last week, which was breaking down a full bird, and all the many pieces that you can get from that bird and the many things that you can do with it. The next fundamental class that we'll be doing, we'll be making a chicken stock out of the bones that we have from there. But you can follow me here on Twitch, also on Twitter at Chef
Twitter.
Scott Blair, or excuse me, Instagram Chef Scott Blair 99, and also have my YouTube channel, Chef Scott Blair. And then if you go to chefscottblair.com, you'll find this and all the other recipes that we've done. Also video links to every recipe that we've done so far, right there on our website. Reach out to me. We always look for suggestions. We're always looking to hear what you guys want to see out there. And until next time, thanks a lot, and have a great day and have a great adventure in food. Why don't you come over here with your camera, Mr. Cameraman, and show them the yums here. Give them a focus. And mommy. Bye.